Hello class 8, how are you all? So we last time we studied chapter number 3. Yes, from today we are going to start chapter number 4. The name of chapter number 4, as you can see on the screen, the name is metals and non-metal. And last time we studied about synthetic fiber and plastic. Yes, do you remember? We studied about different type of fibers and plastic. Yes, we studied about synthetic fiber like rayon, nylon, polyester, acrylic. Yes, am I right? And we also studied different kind of about different kind of plastic. Do you remember? And we had seen different characteristic like plastic is non-reactive, plastic is moldable, and different kind of plastic like thermosetting plastic, thermoplastic. Which are the thermoplastic? Thermoplastic are polythene and PVC, and thermosetting plastic are bakelite and melamine. So we studied all these topic in a previous class. Yes, please try to memorize at home. Okay, now we are going to study about metals and non-metal. Yes, first of all we will go through the introduction, then we will see some definition, activity. So activity will help us to know more better about all these metals and non-metal. Well, the word metal and non-metal, I think you are familiar with them. Yes, we know many metal, we use many metal in our life. Yes, even like iron. Yes, iron is a metal. Gold, gold is a metal. Copper, copper is a metal. Aluminium, aluminium is a metal. Bronze, bronze is a metal. Brass, brass is a metal. So these are metal: iron, copper, brass, bronze, aluminium, gold, silver. All these are metal. But if I talk for non-metal, then there are many non-metal also. Even your mobile is non-metal because your mobile is made of plastic and glass. Yes, inside may be metal but outside is non-metal. Even all the things like clothes, clothes is non-metal. Coal is non-metal. All the gases are non-metal. Yes, all the gases. Hydrogen gas, helium gas, oxygen gas, carbon gas, nitrogen gas, all these gases. Okay, remember argon gas. So many gases are present in our environment. Yes, because air is mixture of different gases. So all these gases are non-metal. Yes. The question is, now the question is, why gold is a metal? Why gold is not? Why gold is not non-metal? Why is silver a metal? Why is silver not a non-metal? Why carbon is a non-metal? Why carbon is not metal? So there are many questions. We will try to find the answer, and we will also see some other definition, and we will see the uses of metals and non-metal. Okay, I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay, now let's see the introduction first of all. So you are familiar with number of material like iron, aluminium, copper, etc. Yes, we are familiar. Yes, do you know iron? Yes, do you know aluminium? Yes, do you know copper? We know. We know that iron we used in many things. Yes, iron is used in many things. Aluminium is also used in many things. And copper is very precious material. Yes. So it's very precious material, okay? Can you name the material which are metals? Yes. Can you name the material which are metal? Yes. Mercury, steel, they are also metal. Yes, mercury, steel are also metal. Metal can be distinguished from non-metals on the basis of their physical and chemical properties. Metals can be distinguished. Distinguish means telling difference. Distinguish means telling difference. Okay. So metal can be distinguished from metal, non-metal on the basis of their physical and chemical property. So we know that there are many metal and there are many non-metals. Yes, there are many metals and there are many non-metals. So how to find the difference? How can we differentiate them between them? How to distinguish? Yes, we can differentiate, we can tell all the difference on the basis of physical and chemical properties. Yes, we can tell the difference on the basis of their physical and chemical properties. Yes, on this basis, on the basis of their physical and chemical properties, we can explain the difference, we can tell the difference. Okay, so you are familiar with number of materials like iron, aluminium, copper. Yes, can you name the material which are metals? Yes, metals can, there are many metal, brass, bronze, sodium, aluminium. Okay, so metals can be distinguished from non-metals on the basis of physical and chemical properties. Okay, now kids, listen to me. You will not write this one. Okay, introduction, no need to write. Okay, don't write introduction. Okay, don't write introduction. Okay, I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay, kids. Physical properties of metals and non-metals. Physical properties of metals and non. First of all, we will see all the physical properties. Then we will see chemical properties. Okay. So you know that the shape of iron nail and the aluminium wire changed on beating. Yes. You know, we can change the shape of iron. We can change the shape of aluminium. Do you know? Yes, we can change by beating them, yes. If they were beaten harder, yes, if they were beaten harder, these could be changed into sheets. Yes, these could be changed into sheets. Okay, so you might be familiar with silver foil. Yes, you might be familiar with silver foil used for decorating sweets. You know silver foil? Yes, you use silver foil. You bring food in silver foil. We keep silver foil in to decorate sweet. Aluminium foil also. So you must also be familiar with the aluminium foil used for wrapping food. Yes, we use aluminium foil to wrap the food. Yes, the property of metals by which they can be beaten into thin sheet is called malleability. So we use silver foil to decorating sweets for decorating sweets. Yes, can you tell me that how to get silver foil from silver? Yes, by beating it. When we beat, we can convert into thin sheet. This process is known as malleability. Yes. You know how to get aluminium foil from aluminium? How to get aluminium foil from aluminium? If we beat aluminium, then aluminium change into aluminium foil, means aluminium changes into aluminium sheet, and this way we get foil or sheet. So to get the thin sheet we beat. To get the thin sheet we beat. So this process is known as malleability. So what is malleability? The property of metal by which they can be beaten into thin sheets is called malleability. This is the characteristic of metal. Yes, this is the property, or you can say this is the characteristic, or you can say this is the property of metal. Okay, so I hope you understood that the property of metal. First property is malleability, means metals are malleable. But if you take a stone, and try to beat it, if you take a stone and try to beat it, is it possible to change into thin sheet? No, we cannot change it into thin sheet. Coal, can we change coal into thin sheet? No. So as you must have noticed, metals like coal and pencil lead do not show this property. Yes. So we can say metals are malleable and non-metals are not malleable. Yes, remember kids, metals are malleable and non-metals are not malleable. Okay, non-metals are not malleable. Okay, you know that the shape of iron nail change, aluminum wire change, the reason behind it is same. Please write down, I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, you can write it. How will you write it? If you want to write complete paragraph, you can write. And one more way I am telling you how to write. First of all, write the heading, physical properties of metals and non-metal. Okay? Write the heading, physical properties of metals and non-metal. You no need to write the complete paragraph. Let me tell you how to write. First of all, write the heading malleability. Write the heading malleability. Now write the definition of malleability. The property of metals by which they can be beaten into thin sheets is called malleability. Okay, this is the definition of malleability. Okay, then you will write the examples. Okay, so examples you can write: silver foil is used for decorating sweets. Example: silver foil, or you can say thin sheet of silver foil. You can write thin sheet of silver foil is used for decorating sweets. And you can write one more example: thin sheet of aluminium foil is used for wrapping food. I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay, kids, now let's do an activity. Okay, related to it. Take a small iron nail, a coal piece, a piece of thick aluminium wire, and a pencil lead. Yes. What will you take? First of all, take a iron nail, take a coal piece, take a piece of thick aluminium wire, and take a pencil lead. Okay. Beat the iron nail with a hammer. Yes. Beat the iron nail with hammer. But take care that you don't hurt yourself in the process. Yes. Take care that you don't hurt yourself in the process. Okay. Take a iron nail. Beat the iron nail with a hammer. Beat the iron nail with a hammer. Try to hit hard. Yes, you will hit hard. But don't injure yourself. Okay. Hit hard also the aluminium wire. Now take the aluminium wire and hit hard also it. Then repeat the same kind of treatment on the coal piece and pencil lead, and then record your observation. So what will you do, kids? First of all, take a iron nail, take a coal piece, take a piece of thick aluminum wire and take a pencil lead. Okay? Then try to beat them. Try to beat them with a hammer. Try to beat them with a hammer, and then all nail, iron nail, coal, piece of thick aluminum wire, pencil lead, beat all. But take care that you don't hurt yourself. Then what will happen? When will you beat? When will you beat? What will happen? Think and tell me. Till you can write down also, please write down. I'm giving you time, 10 seconds. So kids, what will happen? What will happen if you will try to hit hard? If you will try to hit hard means if you will beat, first of all beat iron nail, then beat coal piece, then beat piece of thick aluminum wire, then beat pencil lead. Then check the result. Now let's see the observation. Let's move on the next slide. So kids, you saw that the shape of iron nail and the aluminum wire changed on beating. Yes. If you will try to hit hard, you will see that the shape of iron nail and aluminum wire has changed. Yes. The shape of iron nail and aluminum wire has changed. The shape of iron nail and aluminum wire has changed on beating. If they were beaten harder, these could be changed into sheets. Yes. If we beat them so much, yes, if you beat them so much, continue, then what will happen with iron nail and aluminum wire? They will change into thin sheet. Yes, they will change into thin sheet. I'm telling right. It is true point that if you beat harder, these could be changed into sheets. Okay, so you might be familiar with silver foil used for decorating sweets. You know how we know that we use silver foil for decorating sweet, we use aluminum foil wrapping food. We got them by the same process. Yes, so we can say the property of metals by which they can be beaten into thin sheet is called malleability. So the property of metals by which they can be beaten into thin sheets is called malleability. This is a characteristic property of metal. And when we will beat coal, then what will happen? When we will beat pencil lead, then what will happen? Because material like coal, pencil lead do not show this property. Which property? Malleability property. Yes, malleability property is not shown by coal and pencil lead. Yes, because when we will beat them, when you will beat coal and pencil, then what will happen? They will break down. They will not change into thin sheet. Okay? Please write down observation. I'm giving you 10 seconds. So kids, I hope you understood that what is the meaning of malleability. Yes, the property of metals by which they can be beaten into thin sheets is called malleability. And you know that when we beat iron, nail and aluminium, then they will change into thin sheet. In the same way, we got silver foil, okay, but we cannot change aluminium. We cannot change material like coal and pencil lead into thin sheet because they are not malleable, they are non-metal. So we can conclude that metals are malleable, means metal can be changed into thin sheet, but non-metals are not malleable. It means non-metals cannot be changed into thin sheet. I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, now next topic is conductivity. Let's try to understand this topic, conductivity. Okay, so conductivity, can you hold a hot metallic pen which is without a plastic or a wooden handle or not get hurt? Can you hold a hot metallic pen which is without a plastic or wooden handle? Yes, we cannot hold. We cannot hold. We cannot hold a hot metallic pen. We cannot hold a hot metallic pen without a handle made of wood or plastic. Yes, because it will hurt. Why? Can you tell me why? Is it warm? Yes, that's why it is so hot. So try to list some other experience in which a wooden or plastic handle protect. Yes, you know, wooden and plastic handle protect in many things. Yes, even our slipper protect us. Why are they protecting? Why are they protecting? Why when we hold a metallic pen, hot, when we hold a hot metallic pen, when we hold a hot metallic pen without plastic or wooden handle, then what happens? It can injure us. Why? Because it is a conductor of heat, because heat is flowing through it. But if you hold with wooden or plastic handle, then heat will not flow. So on the basis of these experience, what can you say? On the basis of these experience, what can you say? We can conclude about the conduction of heat. Yes, conduction of heat means flowing of heat by wood and plastic. Yes, so we can easily guess heat cannot flow through wood and plastic. Okay, so you must have seen the electrician using the screwdriver. Yes, what kind of handle does it have? Why? And let us find. Okay, so you must have seen electrician. Yes, you must have seen electrician using a screwdriver. You know, on the screwdriver which handle is present? On the screwdriver plastic handle is present. Am I right? So we can say that metals through metal heat can flow. Okay, but through plastic, wood, slipper, rubber, heat cannot flow. Okay, heat cannot flow. Metallic pen, through metallic pen heat can flow, means conduction of heat occur. Conduction of heat by iron is possible, but conduction of heat by wood, plastic is not possible. Okay, now let's try to find the answer why. Okay, let's move on the next point. So kids, to find the answer, let's do an activity. Make a electric circuit to test whether electricity can pass through object or not. Okay, and you might have performed the activity with various object. Now repeat the activity with the material. And in 6th class you already studied all these, okay? So take a sail, take a iron nail and take a small bulb, connect them with each other. Take a sail, take a iron nail, take a bulb, connect them with each other. When will you connect? What will see? You will see that bulb will glow. You will see bulb will glow. Why? Why is bulb glowing? Now remove the iron nail. In the place of iron nail, put a piece of wood. Put a piece of wood. Now tell me, will the bulb glow? Will the bulb glow? No, the bulb will not glow. Now, what is the reason behind it? Why is bulb not glowing? There are some reason, yes. Because iron is a good conductor. Yes, iron is a good conductor, but wood is a poor conductor. So what is the meaning of good conductor and poor conductor? Materials through which current can flow are known as conductor, good conductor, and materials through which current cannot flow are known as poor conductor. Okay, materials through which current can flow are known as good conductor, and materials through which current cannot flow are known as poor conductor. So we can say metals are conductor, because through iron current can flow, through silver, gold, copper, through them current can flow, but through coal, rubber, wood, paper, current cannot flow. So all these are poor conductor, but iron is a good conductor. Can you tell me distilled water? Distilled water, is it conductor or insulate? Is it conductor? Is it good conductor or poor conductor? Is it good conductor or poor conductor? Distilled water means water without charge. Distilled water is poor conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, remember kids? Means heat and electricity cannot flow through distilled water. Okay, so kids, we can say that materials, metals and non-metals, metals and non-metals, we can write next characteristic of metals and non-metal: conductivity. Yes. So what is the meaning of conductivity? The property of metals by which heat or current can flow through them is known as conductivity. So we can say metals are good conductor and non-metals are poor conductor. Okay, please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, how will you write? How will you write second property? First property we studied. First property is malleability. First property is malleability. Now second property is conductivity. So how will you write? First of all, you will write heading conductivity. Yes, CONDUCTIVITY. First of all, write the heading conductivity. Now write the definition of conductivity. What is the definition of conductivity? I am explaining. I am telling you definition. The property of materials. Yes, the property of material by which heat or electricity. Yes, the property of materials, or you can say the properties of metals by which heat or electricity can be flow is known as conductivity. Okay, write this definition. Then you will write, on the basis of conductivity, materials can be divided into two categories. Next line you will write, on the basis of conductivity, materials can be divided into two categories. First is good conductor, second is poor conductor. Now you will write the definition of good conductor. The definition of good conductor is material through which current, heat and current can flow, or you can write materials through which heat and electricity can pass are known as good conductor. And what do you mean by poor conductor? Materials through which heat and electricity cannot flow are known as poor conductor. Okay, you will write the definition of good conductor and poor conductor. Then you will write the examples of good conductor. Yes, gold, silver, gold, silver, okay, iron, all these, copper, these are the example of good conductor. And you will write the examples of poor conductor: coal, book, paper, wood. These are the examples of poor conductor. Then after then you will write the activity number 2. Then you will write activity number 2. I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, now it's time to ask question from you. Question number 1. Define malleability. Define malleability. So can you give me the definition of malleability? Yes. Can you give me the definition? Can you tell me the definition of malleability? Yes, think and tell me. Think and tell me. Yes. So malleability means the property of materials. The property of materials, or you can say the property of metals, by which they can be beaten into thin sheet. They can be beaten into thin sheet. Yes. So the property of metals by which they can be beaten into thin sheet is known as malleability. And we know that all the metals are malleable. Yes, all the metals are malleable. Okay, all the metals are malleable. There is one more term which is actually ductility. There is one more term, ductility. Okay, we will study about ductility in next class. Okay, next question, question number 2. Explain the term conductivity with examples. Yes, conductivity with example. So conductivity means the property of material or the property of matter by which heat and electricity can flow. The properties of material by which heat and electricity can flow is known as conductivity. It's called conductivity. Yes. So on the basis of conductivity, we can divide materials into two categories. On the basis of conductivity, we can divide materials into two categories: poor conductor and good conductor. Okay, so what do you mean by good conductor and what do you mean by poor conductor? Good conductor are those material through which electricity can flow, heat and electricity, and poor conductor are those through which heat and electricity cannot flow. Okay, examples of good conductor: silver. Silver is the best conductor. Yes, remember kids, silver is the best conductor. If silver is the best conductor, then why do we use copper as a wire? Yes, give me the answer. If silver is the best conductor of heat and electricity, then why do we use copper as a wire to make wire? Because copper is cheaper than silver. Copper is cheaper than silver, and its heat and electricity flowing capacity is almost equal to silver. Yes, and its heat and electricity flowing capacity is almost equal to silver. That's why we use copper in the place of silver. Okay, and poor conductor, you know, coal, distilled water, plastic is poor conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, so we can say that All metals are conductor of heat and electricity, but non-metals are not good conductor of heat and electricity. They are poor conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, I hope you understood whatever I taught you. The remaining physical properties we will study next class. Today we studied two physical property. First physical property is malleability, second is conductivity. Okay, remaining we will study in next class, and there are many exceptions we will see also. Okay, now we will meet in next class. Till then, bye bye.